Hello friends, let's talk about the muscular system. Do you know what the largest muscle in your body is? That's right, it's the gluteus maximus, your butt muscle. The gluteus maximus is connected to the pelvic girdle and the femur. It helps you walk, run, jump, climb, and other things. Now, do you know what the strongest muscle is? I'm using it right now. It's the masseter muscle. This muscle works to keep your mouth closed and chew your food. Now, you may have heard of an illness called tetanus before. Tetanus affects the masseter muscle and it causes it to lock down so the person cannot open their mouth at all. The person you see in this picture at the bottom of your screen is receiving a vaccine for tetanus, and those are good for 10 years. Now, do you know what the most active muscle in your body is? Your eyes. Your eyes are the most active muscles in your body. They're so active that a sleep cycle is named for it. It's called REM sleep, and it stands for rapid eye movement. All right, let's talk more muscles. Muscles can be voluntary or reflexive. Voluntary muscles mean that you think about the movement, you think about what you're doing. And reflexive muscles work when you're not thinking about it, like your heart. There are 3 types of muscles: skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, and smooth muscles. Skeletal muscles are attached to the bone with tendons and are controlled by the brain. And tendons are like tough strings that pull on the bone at specific spots when the muscles contract. You may have heard of a painful condition called tendinitis. That's a result of the tendons being strained, and that often happens when people exercise or play sports. Now, the Achilles tendon is the strongest tendon in your body, and that's located right here where this arrow is pointing. Let's talk about muscle tone. Your muscles are always partially contracted, and much more so while you're awake. If they weren't, you wouldn't be able to stand up. The more active you are, the more muscle tone you'll have. However, there's a condition called muscle atrophy. When muscles have not been used for a long time, the muscles will atrophy or become weaker and smaller. Antagonistic muscles are pairs of muscle groups that work together. One muscle pulls the bone in one direction and the other one pulls back in the other. One is relaxing while the other is contracting. Your joints have extensor and flexor muscles. The extensor muscles open the joint and the flexor muscles close it back up. Okay, let's talk muscle cells. Muscle cells look like long and thin muscle fibers. These cells are bound up in groups of other muscle cells to make up the muscle. Each group of cells is wrapped in connective tissue. Inside each muscle cell are long strands of protein called myofibrils. And inside each myofibril are smaller strips of thick and thin filaments. These make the muscle look striped under a microscope. The stripes are called striations. Now, each muscle is also wrapped in connective tissue. The connective tissue is made of collagen and forms tendons at the end of each muscle. The cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscles are found only in your heart. They are involuntary, which we know means that they expand and contract without us thinking about it. Your heartbeat is the sound of this pattern of contracting and relaxing. Your heart is pretty important, so you need to take care of it. You can do that by exercising for 30 minutes per day and eating healthy foods. Go Noodle has some really great exercises that can help you to keep your heart healthy. And last, we have the smooth muscles. Smooth muscles have that name because of what they look like under a microscope. Whereas the skeletal muscles have stripes called striations, the smooth muscles do not, so they look smooth. Yeah, the cardiac muscles have striations too, but fewer than the skeletal muscles do. Smooth muscles are also involuntary. So why do I have a pizza on the screen? Well, some of your smooth muscles are in your intestines, and they work to push your food through the intestines while you digest it. So next time you're eating delicious food, think about the smooth muscles that are at work.